students' imagination. Okay, I don't know if there's many of you that uses art. I heard Adam before saying he likes to use art. I enjoy it, although I'm not very good at drawing myself. It's got the potential to develop students' creative and critical thinking skills. And they can translate understanding into imagery. And I think this is very important because not all thinking is done in words. Okay? Let them rather draw something. Let them paint something. And the activities, well, I like to focus a lot on the listening, reading, and drawing. Do you still have the manual from the previous presentation I gave you? If we just go back to the previous. Let's get back. That's this one here. Okay. If you look at the activity on page 110. Go back to page 109. 3 classmates, okay, Justin, Joe, and Andy. Okay, and there it's about getting to understand superlatives, big and small, smallest, etc. Okay, and this is what a student came up with. Okay, this was very successful during that lesson today. For me, it was a shame. Do they understand what I'm requiring them to do? Then this one. Okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this activity. Fold the paper in half. Get them to draw the half of their face. Okay. This is actually in my class. I actually got this off Facebook, but I've gone a step further. So you get them to draw half the face. Okay, and then the other half they have to describe themselves, how they're feeling, where they live, what their hobbies are, likes, dislikes, what makes them happy, what makes them sad. So maybe you'd like to consider this. So even at grade 9 level, they enjoy this, even though these are elementary school teachers, the students. My deadliest animal. Okay, this is what I did, because we were looking at the deadliest animals in the world. By the way, what is the deadliest animal in the world? Mosquito. Yeah, mosquito. Yeah, mosquito. Humans, number 2. Number 2. So I had a map of the world, and it was able to indicate what are the deadliest animals and the number of humans killed by these deadliest animals. Mosquitoes number 1, and humans number 2. What's the deadliest animal in Africa? Hippopotamus. Yeah. Okay. So after we'd gone through all that kind of information, I then decided, well, let's do a bit of creativity here, and I asked them, right, let's now start looking at our deadliest animal, and I gave them this. And there was actually a student who asked me, where is this animal in the world? Okay. And what 2 animals do you see here? A shark and a bear. So I called this animal the shabaka. So what I did was, I pulled out the letters from these 2 animals, and I came up with the shabaka. Okay. So this is now my design of the deadliest animal in the world. Okay. It's dangerous. It lives on land and swims in the ocean. It loves to eat lazy students. It has long, sharp teeth and a furry body. So the students were doing this in their groups, designing now their deadliest animal. And this is what one group came up with. By the way, this was a group of girls in grade 9. Okay? And they had to describe this animal. But also, as they're writing exactly now what this animal looks like, you can actually see the language problems coming out. Okay, so those are the areas where you know that you might need to focus on. Okay, its name is a Plionode. It only eats women. It lives in forests. It looks like people and a lion, and because it eats women, I guess it has large and sharp teeth. But anyway, as I said, this was drawn by girls themselves. The boys had nothing to do with this. Okay. Right, YouTube. I swear by YouTube. I'm forever looking at what interesting things can I get out of YouTube to show the students. Mostly because it's as close as you'll get to the real thing. Okay, we saw the other day with that video on cultural misunderstanding. It's the real thing. Often describes more than what words can ever express, and integrates outside world into the classroom itself. Okay, and it stimulates a wealth of activities. So YouTube I enjoy using a lot. Classroom challenges. Okay, and these are some of the challenges that you're going to pick up. Students differentiated the levels of fluency. Okay, it's a balancing act of where you're going to have to decide, am I going to have to focus more on content, or should I be focusing a bit more on the language itself to drive that content through? So that is often a challenge. Teacher preparation can be longer. I do quite a bit of extensive work on designing lessons, bringing in all the subjects. But I also say to myself, if I do it now, I don't have to work much, in the future. So if you put a lot of effort now into it, it's going to be a lot easier for you in the future. Okay, so think about that. Knowledge of teaching techniques, if you're not a language teacher. Can I ask just a show of hands, are there any of you who are not language teachers? Qualified? Okay. So you might find that it might be a challenge for you to bring across this content if you're not familiar with the language teaching techniques. Okay? So this might be a challenge for you. Assessment. What are you assessing? Okay? So remember I also mentioned to you that you could consider, give the students some creative activity. I normally like to give them some research or get them to design a PPT on things that are related to the lessons themselves. And actually I'm going to give you some examples later on. Okay, so if we look at this, okay, creating, evaluating, analyzing, those are the things that we need to be focusing on. And not in the middle or definitely the lower parts of the Bloom's taxonomy. It's going to be challenging because we need to challenge the students. It's going to be fun, problem solving, and student-centered. Now, this is actually very, very important because when we're talking of student-centered, we're talking of a 20-80 ratio, where 20% is you and 80% is the student. Can you accomplish that? The lesson I did the other day, was that a 20-80? Be honest, please shoot me down if you don't think so. You think so? 20-25? If you can accomplish that, you're okay. Okay? Because we find that in a classroom situation, when students are being taught English, they're only doing 20%, even possibly less, 10%. Okay, but you have to now change that now. It's going to be 20% you and 80% participation, engagement by the students themselves. Is that going to be a challenge? Did he?
Yes.
Why?
Because you have to make sure in these 20%, you really give them very clear instruction, you have very clear objectives, and you show them, like exemplify or visualize, make sure they know what they're supposed to be doing. And then the rest of the time, they're just doing it and hands-on, and that's not easy.
It comes down to preparation.
Yes.
It's absolutely preparation. And it's not easy. I know. Yeah. Sam?
Oh, I mean, I agree with everything that she just said, and which is one of my challenges personally. But I also think that the 80% is something that's worth being aware of, and I haven't really seen it addressed too much. Is even if you're doing activities that seem student-centered, it's about trying to give all of your students something to do at the same time where they can all be engaged, and it's not just focused on a handful of students. And so to me, that's one of the bigger challenges that I'm always trying to focus on, because it doesn't do me any good or them any good if I've got this great, wonderful activity where they're super engaged and interactive, but it only engages 6 of the 23 students in the class at one time.
And your feeling about the lesson I did the other day, did I accomplish that? Yes or no?
Yeah, so that's exactly it. I mean, that's similar to how I would try to do it.
Yeah.
That's why I like group work so much. It's because I give the students and I kind of put the onus on them to do
when it comes to the whiteboards. I'll just put the whiteboard on the table and then walk around and give a particular student the pen to write with. Okay, I didn't know the students the other day, so I didn't know who I was giving it to. Okay, they could have been the smartest ones, I don't know. But the thing is, that's my way of engaging everyone. Okay, anything else?
I really like this. It's like I think maybe there's like artists and all of us who listen to things. So it's I just don't like listen to Adam. He doesn't like that. I love doing my bed, I got my cards out, I'm trying to visualize. Sometimes I gotta do my work. I feel like when I'm solving something, I can't wait to experience it. This is just like it says, he has so much freedom. Come and stalk me. It's inviting, and I like it. So the fact that we're getting everybody to their level, and that's why I asked the professor, like, you really seen the genuine differentiating instruction like he implemented? And maybe because I have not pressed towards that goal that I have not seen in the class, but it seems that even in America, the idea of getting everything down, all the work that teachers have to do to get everybody, plugged in, it seems overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. It's got to be exposed to it, I guess, and I've done it.
I come with experience, but sometimes I struggle as well. But I do make a point of trying to include everyone in the lesson. Even the ones who try to shirk off responsibility in the lessons, etc. I bring them in immediately. So I would like to challenge you. Consider this 20 to 80 ratio. It's not easy. It will come with experience, and it will come with taking risks.
I have one. I got to be teachable, but and I might be making a false dichotomy, something like it's a comprehensible instrument as far as not being oral. Because so as I'm learning China, I know that I need to be there constantly. So I started injecting that principle in my classes. Just giving so much listening, and you saw we did it, so much listening, and maybe at the end, or maybe next week we'll do something. Listening, you're speaking, you'll be able to grab it when you're ready. And I feel like there's a tension with the arts and crafts. Now, this is not arts and crafts focus, but what's in arts and crafts, you're actually interacting with material. You're not submitting to that, you're not listening to English. And so I was reading, I'm thinking, wait a second. And I don't see there's a contradiction, but it feels like that. So, what's going to get them? I see the genius of this because the brain is so complex. And there's 1,000 windows, and this speaks to that. It seems like we're reading, who's right?
I want you to know that it's acknowledged already that in skills you're going to struggle with students in the beginning. But you will get to know your students as you go along. You will struggle in the beginning. But if you include the right mechanisms, the right little techniques, such as scaffolding, and I gave examples the other day, and Anita's also provided some today as well. If you can provide those little things to reinforce, to support as the vehicle to push the content forward, then things become a lot easier. As I said, I taught some time ago the grade 8 lower level, and I thought, let me just try it with them on food. And then I was talking about the food pyramid. I mean, difficult concepts for these students. And diet, what's appropriate, healthy food, inappropriate, etc., etc. They were using these difficult words. And they were able to express back to me the foods that they were eating every evening in English. So I struggled in the beginning, but they were lower level. If I say lower level, they are touching 30, 40, 50% in English. Okay? Their motivation is high, because I've been working with them in the afternoons, okay? Late afternoons. And that's part of the project we're doing in our school. With the upper level grade 8s, I was doing with them quality of life. And I'd like to show you, if I can, the lesson I've done on quality of life. I'm going to give you handouts. And then to give you an idea of how I perceive CLIL to be. And then I'm going to give you 2 other topics to think about as well. Can I show you them?
Yeah.
Okay, quality of life. Okay, let me just work on where did I put. Just ask you. because they're also good in math. If they're good in math, then they think also at my school that you're good in English as well. Okay, so everyone got it? Okay, so what I'd like to do is, I'd like to take you through, first of all, if you just look at the task, and I'm going to get onto the PowerPoint as well. Show me happiness. Then I ask them, individually, are you happy? And you actually be quite shocked to see the number of students who are not happy. Okay, so then I would ask them, why are you not happy? Nah, I don't like being at home, or my girlfriend dropped me. You know, the general things that you might find in grade 8. So that's what I start my lesson with. Then task 1, where I say to them, what makes you happy? Rank order from 1 best to 10 worst. So they have to rank order. Okay? So there's organizing going on with HOTS. Then I ask a few of them to rank order for me, and then I'm going to ask them why. I think the most popular one was interesting. Most of the girls considered money interesting. What makes them happy? Okay. Boys, cars, clothes, and cell phones. Okay. Then we looked at task 2. How happy are you throughout the day? They have to give a percentage, but then they have to say why. Okay. Always interesting to understand why. Then I had them listening to a song by Pharrell Williams. Happy. Okay. So they'll be listening to the song and they'll be underlining. Remember I talked about this the other day, close. And then I give them, for the first time, a reading task. Australians, and this is based on apparently a survey. Australians are the happiest people in the world. And that was in 2005. Okay. I got this off Google. So we had this reading passage, and then there were questions which I wanted them to answer true or false. So that was basically, that's lower order, okay, comprehension. But then if you look at Taiwan is a happy country. Again, interestingly, the majority of students say false. Okay, I was quite surprised. J, you are a happy person. K, the world is already a happy place. There you get some interesting responses. And L, I believe that I can make the world a happier and better place to live. So I want to now delve a bit deeper into these students themselves. Okay. Then, task 5. Do you agree with these opinions on happiness? Talk about it with your partners and say why not. Money makes you happy. The older you become, the happier you are. You can take lessons on how to be happy. Men are happier than women. Married people are happier than single people.